So I'm just going to say a few words, first of all, by way of introduction to the actual meditations, which I'm going to guide you through. So there's an overview of mindfulness and meditation in which one is aiming to bring together, have a congruity between the body, the emotions, and the thinking mind. And the meditation just almost sort of magically does that. If you do the meditation, it's sometimes hard to explain how or why or the dynamics or the analysis of that process, but it brings everything, it brings you together. There's a sort of coalescence of all the different aspects of yourself. And sometimes you can actually feel that happening in the meditation, especially when you've got a bit more experience. You can go, yeah, it's all sort of coming together. It's all coalescing, condensing, integrating. And that integration of the body, the thinking and the thought processes and the feeling tone of your thoughts is just really important. And also within that, as a faculty, we're aiming to integrate our imaginations in a way which actually helps us and shows us how we are, what's actually happening. And to do that, I use a metaphorical question. So I'll just guide you through that later on. So in this way, we're bringing in the whole of ourselves together in a sort of unified, connected way. So that's a sort of basic overview. And then you have a couple of primary principles which are embodied, I think, very nicely within two questions. The first question is, what's here? Or in other words, how am I? What's going on? How do I feel? Yeah, how's my energy? Am I up for this? So just the words what's here is sort of means all of that, basically. A sense of tuning in and being receptive and connecting with how you are and starting to notice perhaps to what degree, to coin a phrase or to use a coined phrase, how much you're beside yourself. And sort of coming into and arriving into actually what is going on. Part of that process might be noticing that there's quite a lot going on in the background that you actually hadn't noticed. So this process of asking that question, what's here, also is not just the surface stuff, but what's going on in the background. And taking on. And then the second question is what's needed, and in brackets, if anything. So a very simplest example for that is what's here, I'm half asleep, not really engaged. What's needed, I need to wake up. I need to focus. I need to really get behind doing this. So there's a very simple, straightforward, in that example, relationship between what's here and what's needed. Or if you're restless and agitated, what's needed is to calm down and settle and arrive and focus, for example. So that question of what's needed draws on all kinds of skills that develop over time as you practice mindfulness and meditate. And one of those skills is recognition, being able to recognize the difference between all things which might be quite similar. So I can get very excited about a theme, but which is different from restlessness. But actually, they're in the same ballpark. There's sort of liveliness of energy, but they are different. The inspiration is more focused. The restless is just jumping me all over the place, for example. So recognition, or accurate recognition, is something that we can aim for even quite early on, when you're just starting. What is this? Is it helpful? And what's needed here, for example? And you learn from experience over time, which is just a great thing. Okay, so that's as much as I'm going to say by way of introduction. So, does anyone need help with their posture as they're sitting? Just put your hand up and a member of the team will come and help you. If you do, you seem fine. That's good, a little bit higher. Excellent. So, those of you who are more experienced will have heard me say this many times, but there's 3 basic principles to good posture. One is stability, that once you actually relax, you don't fall over. That's simple. A sense of poise, so you're provisionally setting up a poise. You're working at that, your head and your back are poised and relaxed, and that you're comfortable. Because if you're comfortable, generally you're not straining yourself, which is a good thing. Can you just turn them down a little bit? I'm still feeling. Perfect, thank you. So, I'm going to guide you into 3 parts. There's not those conventional meditation stages. And in between each of those 3 parts, I'm going to say rest. So you just rest, literally, you just rest in awareness. You just take in how you are. You're not striving or making an effort in the rest period. And then we go into the next little phase. So, first of all, arriving. So you can close your eyes if you feel comfortable with that. And just say to yourself, arriving, what's here? And all of that entails. Arriving, settling into the body and how the body feels. Energy of the body, whether there's any tension or relaxation, any discomfort or comfort, taking it in. And when you notice your mind starting to drift, you just bring it back to what's here, with a sense of openness and curiosity. So in terms of being able to be attentive, what's needed? Do you need to be more attentive, so work on staying awake, for example? Or if your mind keeps jumping off, that you need to keep bringing it back gently and applying yourself to being present. So what's needed now on the basis of how you are now, if anything? Connecting. So just for a moment, using the imagination to help you, having a sense of your body in terms of doing the meditation and awareness. If you had a posture or a stance which expressed your wanting or not wanting to do the meditation, what would the stance be? What would the posture be? Being open to an image that expresses wanting to practice or not wanting to practice. And letting that image fade away. Bringing your attention now down to your seat, your buttocks and your legs. Feeling what it's like. And now bringing awareness up and having the clear intention to come into awareness and experience of the belly and the breath. The belly and the breath. And if it helps, just put your hand on your belly and feel the movement and tune into the flow of the breath. Feeling the movement and the sensation as the breath comes in and goes out. Staying with it. Just ask yourself a quick question. Here or away? If you're here, stay here. If you're away, come here. You close to the experience or far? If you're far, just drop in. Come closer. Consistent, steady attention. Continuous presence. Staying with it in the whole rhythm, in and out. Noticing the changes, feeling the changes. And just dropping in the word settle, like it. Settle you into the belly. and resting. If you need to, use this as an opportunity to change your posture or get comfortable. So within this rest period, just be open to an image of your body, showing you a posture or a pose or a gesture that expresses whether you feel settled or unsettled at the moment. And letting the image fade, coming back to a whole sense of yourself. Now, bringing awareness up to the heart, chest area and the breath, the rhythm and feeling of it. Just dropping in the word, stay with it. And as the breath comes in, just drop in the word open or expand. Keeping your attention stable and constant. The heart, chest, and breath. if there's a background train of thought, just drop in, not now, return. Resting. Now bringing attention to the nostrils and the breath. And if it helps, just having a couple of slightly emphasized out breaths to help you find the sensation. And then just let the breath flow naturally. If you can hear your breath, everyone else can too. So adjusting your attention so that you feel that you're going to the breath and sensation in the nostrils, and adjusting your effort so it's not pushed or forced or hard. And now have the sense of letting the sensation come to you. You take it in And let the sensation of the nostrils fill you and your mind. Resting. So as you're sitting here, just being aware of yourself, taking in how you are in your body generally, just be open to a facial expression that expresses how you are, imagined. What's a pictorial image of how you are in your facial expression? Letting that fade away, and then being open to a descriptive word or words for how you are now. And finishing. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and sitting comfortably.